What's up, guys? Welcome back. New year, new start. I'm actually starting out from the frozen tundra this morning. We had a really bad snow and ice storm here in Louisville. So, morning, Chuck. Morning, Mac. Morning, Abu. Mason, that slide yesterday in that picture was hilarious. That cracked me up. It's like they dive bombed those kids right into the ground. 0.1 seconds to death. Yeah, guys, if you haven't noticed, we have a new setup. An entirely new setup. Spent my holidays putting all the lighting, doing the walls, getting this office set up so it looks a little bit better for you. I'm still figuring out the lighting in this, but everything should be close to being finished here. So yeah. I'm going to be trading my Top Step account today. I don't know how long I'll be on. I have to go out and throw some salt down. Is my power out? No, my power is not out. Just a different look. I haven't figured out the lighting yet. So if I look like I'm trading from a cave, that's probably why. But I think it looks better than what it did. Yeah, Jack, it's we got major improvements in the office here. I don't know what happened here on this sell-off from 21,740. I mean, it came right down into support at 640, so I'm not overly concerned about it. We do have a lot of upside still. Next level I have to the top side is up here, just shy of 21.9, at like 21,890. So I'll be watching this 740 to 760 area to see what happens there if we get back up there. If not, I'll be looking for pullbacks and longs off support. Yeah, I saw on Discord that Chris wants to start doing some lessons for people in Level Up. So maybe, Albu, maybe we can get a, I mean, Kevin's kitchen really isn't being utilized at all. Maybe we could set that channel up for like a lessons with Chris and they could do a planned strategy session or something like that for a half hour every day. At a set time so that anybody who wants to join can join. I'm not sure if he's willing to do that or not. That's entirely up to him, but that was my first thought when I saw that discussion taking place this morning. And really anybody who wants to go in there and teach a lesson plan or whatever can do it. It doesn't have to be just Chris, but anybody who wants to join can do it at a set time every day. I'm not sure what time works for everybody, but so yeah, guys, my plan, new year, new start. We're going to try to get this channel off the ground. We've been kind of lazy with it. I'm going to not be so lazy with it. I'm going to get this thing turned around so that we can get Mason paid. Been kind of complacent. Been watching certain traders who start just journaling their trading go way beyond where our channel's taken. I mean, like, flew by us and started only a month ago. So there needs to be some changes to the channel. I probably am not going to be live streaming every day until there's an actual demand for it. I might just do 2 days a week or something like that as far as the live streams are concerned. and be focusing on other content. We just don't have the viewership to support doing the live streams every day. They like I said before, they kill the channel unless you have enough people in there being active. And currently we top out at about 20 viewers. So, and no offense to you guys, but 20 viewers isn't going to do anything for the YouTube algorithm. We might even explore other platforms as well. See if we can do some multi-streaming or something. Markets are open, guys. If you see me looking around my desk a lot, I'm still trying to get everything in its place. And I know some of you don't watch NFL football, but man, my Detroit Lions, the defense came to play last night for the first time in what seems like half a season. Dave, I know you were watching. All right, so we ran the overnight highs there on that push. I'm kind of expecting a pullback. At some point here, we are up a lot. I mean, we got overnight lows all the way down here below 500, so. Phoenix, they play with a foot. Morning, Phoenix, by the way. They play with their feet sometimes. American football is actually just an extension arm of soccer. It originated with soccer. That's why the number of the players on the field are the exact same. And the dimensions of the field are close. Morning, Mr. Fox. Welcome back. Happy 2025, y'all. I know I haven't talked to most of you. I was kind of quiet over the holidays. I had family in town. I had things to do. Obviously, I had an office to redo. So I was pretty busy. So sorry, nothing was wrong. I was still trading. I was just taking baby scalps here and there, making $100 to $200 a day and then calling it. I was just doing other things other than trading. Once I woke up and saw how the volatility was, which by the way, that was crazy over the holidays. I decided I was just going to catch a baby scalp and walk away. I wasn't going to sit there and take 50 points to 100 points of heat in a matter of seconds at the snap of a finger. That just wasn't going to happen. As far as the DOM's looking, it looks like we got more interest higher up here, up into these 830s, just shy of 830. My level to the top side is quite a ways away. 890 would be the level to the top side. It appears that my initial balance is not printing, so I don't know what's going on here. Martin, if you're here, why is this not showing up? Let's try doing something here quick. Okay, there we go. I'm not sure what that was all about. There we go. All right, we are good to go. Albu, you never understood why they call it football when they run around with a ball in their hands most of the time? Nimkins, are you here? Are you back to trading yet? I am still planning on doing trading with the boys on Fridays. So we'll try and get one scheduled for this Friday. I still have to talk to the boys. I don't know if they'll be around on Friday or not. I hope you guys enjoyed your holidays. Mine was kind of crazy. All right, Dave. Yeah. I'm sure Palmetto will be around. Palmetto always seems down to come on stream. Albu, I had... Let's see. I had 9 people in my house and 4 dogs, one of which was a 140-pound Saint Bernard that thought she was a lap dog. And every time she'd shake her head, one of her big jowl goobers would go flying everywhere. Nimkins made his money for the day, Jack. No, Albu. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love seeing my family. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's always just chaos. And then they all leave and the house is just quiet. It's kind of eerie. Because all you do is hear noise for days. Oh man, I missed the break and retest. That was fairly ideal there off of 760. A little volatile. I would kind of like to see this thing retrace a little bit of this move before I get involved here. I hope it just doesn't launch, but it looks like it might. Just like Christmas vacation. Yeah. Yeah, holidays in the US are, well, for some, are a little crazy. Always end up spending way too much money. Yeah, Phoenix, I'd like to see a pullback. For sure. I mean, it looks like there's interest up here at 830 though. That seems to be like a logical target to the top side. But I'm not sure what's going to happen here. We're a little light on the viewers, guys. I'm probably not going to stream for very long today. I did want to come on and say hi though. If it wants to come down and hold 760, I'm not opposed to trying a 770 long. And it might be gone already. I'm not going to enter the long from up here. Anybody do anything fun for their holidays? You guys are quiet in the chat this morning. You guys must be really focused on the charts. Are we just clicking buttons today? Are we all being like Dave? Albu, I know you're not. This is your first day trading in a while, probably. Real trading, at least. Sheesh, Mr. Fox. Mother-in-law got a stroke. Is she okay? As in, by okay, I mean alive? Oh, Dave, I feel you. It is brutally cold. What's up, Chase? Okay, good. Mr. Fox, she has like full functionality of everything. She's not paralyzed on one side or anything. All right, we're coming up into that 830. That's only a 47 block up there. Yikes. Okay, that's good. That's good, Mr. Fox. Good to hear. Glad everything's okay. That's still scary. Yeah, Chase, I want to pull back before I even consider getting long. I don't like that we're so much up on the session. Like the overnight has a pretty big range here. And with the volatility that I saw over the holidays, I'm a little leery of just entering on the first push through overnight highs. I mean, the spreads on NQ right now are... I think we might have news coming up here too. Starting to see the spreads widen a little bit. Yeah, Mr. Fox, you did write hospital. Okay, you meant holiday there. Okay. Well, do we make the push to 22K today? I mean, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of interest to the downside. I mean, there's some orders stacked through here, but it seems like that 830 is the biggest. I just saw 130 block pop off on the bid. Because I don't see much here or on ES. ES, the next level that I see is around, I don't know, 6,065, somewhere around there. Yeah, 148 points of risk. Yeah, that's that's a bit heavy, Mr. Fox. That's that's a bit much. Like to see it come down through back into 800 a little bit. If 800 holds, I might try the long. I'm just not seeing enough interest on the sell side to get short up here. Mr. Fox, I'm expecting that eventually you're going to have some profit taking. You see it every year. Usually at the beginning of the year, larger institutions are trying to reposition themselves for the rest of the year. So generally what you see is a sell-off a little bit. I don't know when that's going to happen. January's kind of choppy normally. Or at least from my experience, my 3 years going on 4 of trading experience. I think long-term buying up here, especially on NQ, is a little risky. I would like to see it come back below 20K at some point. You know, maybe around that 18K, 17K area for long-term buying. But I don't think the amount of the percentage moves up that we've seen over the last year, I don't think that's sustainable. But I could be wrong. Who knows? Maybe there is interest in buying way up here. I'm not interested in my long-term portfolios buying way up here. I can tell you that. I need a pullback. But even to get positioned on these longs here, even to, like intraday scalps, has been difficult. Like you really had one entry here off this, which is now support, to get in and hold. But even then, you're holding through 50 points of back and forth. I really want this thing to pull back. Feeling pretty grindy to the top side though, isn't it? But how do you long up here? Yeah, motivation. Literally any kind of dip at all is just a buy. Until it isn't. That's the problem, is a lot of times when I feel that way, you click the long button and it's the 70-point sell-off in seconds. So it's hard to trust it when it's not at a level that you can easily define your risk. We're starting to see a little more interest down here below on the long side. I'd like to see an attempt at a push below 800. But I don't think we're going to get it. Everything is just a spring shot. It's almost like a trampoline, like it comes down just to launch. I mean, even that's a 30-point rejection off of 850. And then an immediate recovery. Yeah, I don't know. I would say with the volatility, probably switch over to micros, guys. If you're not trading eval and combine, if you're on a funded, it's going to be really difficult if you're trying to scalp out 10 points, 20 points. I mean, you would think at some point the market, the volatility would come down a little bit. Feels like we've had this high volatility for what, you know, 4 months, 5 months. Pretty much since I started streaming, it's been kind of wild. All right, I'm starting to actually, with the interest lower, it's all my fault. Yeah. With the interest lower, I'm liking the shorts here. But man, it's hard to sell into that strength. All right, guys, I'm going to try it. Put my stop here in the mid 40s. Pull my stop to break even. To make sure I get something here. Probably get stopped out. Probably should have just taken my $600. All right, I'm just going to take my 350 there. I don't like the hold up at 800. I do think we come down a little bit lower, but I'll lock something in. With it being on my live account, I'm fine with that. The $365 winner, 360 after commissions. Thanks, Mr. Fox. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to hold with the 40, 50 point swings like that. Maybe I should have just targeted 800. I do think eventually we come back to the 760 level, but I don't know if we want to explore higher first. So I'll just lock it in. Starting to see a lot more selling, a lot more aggressive selling coming in too. So I do think we explore a little bit downside. I don't know how far. I would like to see this 760 get traded again, these overnight highs. But I don't. This is pretty strong. This was a pretty strong hold here on the open. So it's going to take a lot to push back down through here. We're just not seeing that push yet. And now I'm glad I killed that trade, because this would be all the way back to my my entry. As you know, who I haven't watched in a while, who I used to watch every day, I haven't watched Trades by Matt's live streams at all. I haven't watched any of his content at all recently. How's he doing? Has he been trading pretty well? I should reach out to him. See how he's doing. I haven't actually spoken with him in a while. Last couple of days were rough for him. Is he still doing the Apex 20 account? Copy trading 20 accounts? I'd imagine he is. Okay. I haven't talked to Goose at all recently either. Hopefully he's okay. I know he was in the snowstorm as well. Kevin, actually, how is it by you? If you're here, Kev. How is it over there in Cincinnati? I think they got more snow than they did ice. Dave, we ended up with like, I mean, it's still snowing here, Dave, by the way, but we ended up with like 11 inches, 12 inches so far. And a ½ inch of ice on top of it. I haven't tried driving around like the main road, so I don't know how it is. I know my neighborhood's a mess. Yeah, Dave, it's still snowing here. It's supposed to stop like early afternoon. And I think we're only expecting like another inch or so, maybe. But it's definitely the worst winter storm Louisville has seen in... I mean, it's the worst I've seen since I've been here. I'll say that. Yeah, it should be. Actually, the winter storm should be up on Palmetto at this point, over on the East Coast, right? See, Dave, the snow doesn't bother me. It's when there's ice that it bothers me. It's just crippling when there's ice. And unfortunately, Louisville was right on that line between... we call it a winter storm. Not snowing, Mr. Fox. Like when it's a heavy snow, a winter storm is when it's heavy. If you're just, we call it, we're expecting snow if it's anything less than, I don't know, Dave, what would you say? Anything less than 3 inches? That's when it's snowing. Anything more than that is considered a winter storm. When it causes problems to travel. And believe me, this was a winter storm. It was freezing rain. Well, at least here it was. Dave, what'd you get? A foot of snow? $35-mile-per-hour winds on top of that? Yeah, that's bitter. That's bitter. It's all that Canadian air. We can blame Jack. I know he lives up in Canada. We can blame him. Oh, actually, Khaled lives in Canada. Has anybody talked to Khaled recently? I haven't seen him at all. I hope everything's okay. He has not been around the Discord, I don't think. Nice drifts, Dave. I remember when I lived in Detroit, we would have snowstorms that were like, I don't know, 30, 40 inches of snow in a matter of 24 hours. And yeah, Jack, we blame you for this. It's all that Arctic air coming down from Canada that's mixing with the warm air coming from the Gulf of Mexico. It's creating this stalemate. But anyway, back to my story, Dave. The 30 to 40 inches, like when you would have the drifts, you couldn't even get out your front door because it would all drift up against your front door, and you would open the front door and immediately snow would fall into the front door. Fall into your house. And then the snow plows would come by and block you into your driveway. And you'd have to shovel your way out. Trudeau's last breath as prime minister. Is he leaving office? Is he giving up? Is he leaving office? Boy, the market sure went a little choppy here, didn't they? We're going sideways. Yeah, I've got to go out and put salt down on my driveway here soon so that I can leave the house at some point today. So I don't know how much longer I'll stream, but I did want to give you guys a look at the new setup. In fact, let's do something here. since we are green on the session. There's my new indicator on how I'm doing on my live streams. I'll go green. And then we'll go green here as well. Oh no, Phoenix. Phoenix, you know the one on XFAs and fundeds. I will stress there's the sell-off that we're looking for. I will stress the importance of trading micros in the beginning of those XFAs, and B, having less like have a personal daily loss limit. Far less than the actual DLL, because they only give you 2 DLL days on Top Step. So you really can't afford to have the max DLL days on Top Step. Otherwise, you're just going to be blowing through accounts. Like even if it's only, you know, if it's half that, that still gives you a full week. So I think it's really, really important to not hit those DLLs on newer accounts. You know, once you build up the account balance, a DLL here and there is fine. It is what it is. But until you have, you know, $4,000, $5,000 on that account balance on those fundeds, I think it's fairly important to A, size down in the beginning, and B, put a personal stop loss on your day, especially with the volatility going on these days. Like if you lose $400, just call it a day, at least for that account. That would be my recommendation. But yeah, that sucks, Phoenix. New XFAs are tough. It always seems like inevitably you get that fresh account, a fresh funded account, and that day one is inevitably a loss day. It's inevitably a red day. There's been very few occasions where I've seen people get their XFAs and that first day on the new XFA is a massive green day. It's so rare. Which is why it's been kind of nice on the My Funded Futures account. Like the account's not dead. The account's still alive. It's around 52K right now. So I'm up $2,000 on the account. But like I said, it was just small base hits for the last 3 weeks on that account, really. But the account is still alive. It's not wrecked. Yeah, you really got to build them slow. Like I realize the greed comes in, you know, but you just have to tell yourself like, look, I'll give myself $400 today. A, that will force you to trade micros and size down. Yeah, Porch, that too. That last push to payout. Those days are rough as well. Oh man, we are just going higher. Yeah, when you're building an account, the problem is you see all these like trading influencers, you know, copy trading a bunch of accounts, and you're seeing these massive profits and you're thinking, oh, I need to be doing that. When in reality, like you need to trade at your own pace. Like, prove to yourself that you can hold on to one account before you start trying to copy trade a bunch of accounts. I firmly believe that. You know, if you can't hang on to one account, what makes you think you're going to be able to hang on to 10? I think that actually helped me in the beginning. Like when I first started trading, when I first started with Top Step, was the fact that you could only have one account at that time. And it took you so long to get through the evaluation process. So you were almost forced to take it slow unless you wanted to keep resetting. And at that time, there weren't all these discounts either. And they moved you like you had the option to go directly to a live account. So you were automatically paying for that live account, the data and everything. So it actually taught you better principles back in the day. And I think they're going to start reverting kind of back to that. With regulations probably stepping up or being a little harsher. They're going to pull away from the copy trading 20 accounts thing. The really cheap evaluations, really cheap entries. They're going to be pushing people to lives a lot faster. More of a simulating like you're trading a real account. But it flips the mentality. Like it flips. Oh, I need to make $2,000 today. Oh, if I make $2,000 across 20 accounts, that's $40,000. You know, that'll eliminate that mindset. If you're trying to do this as a business, just think about it as, you know, if I was to go to work today and make $300 today, that would be a great day. Times 5, that's $1,800 a week. That's really, really good money. I mean, that's decent money. That's enough to pay your bills and survive and do what you need to do. And when your account gets large enough, then you scale up. The one thing that the prop firm industry has done is really jaded our view on money. You know, I mean, we're all trading minis for the most part. And you can do a lot with micros. I've had one micro trades go $200, $300, $400 in profit, you know. That's a really solid day. You know, I think people sometimes see that I have days where I'm making, you know, $2,000, $3,000, and I think that that's every day, and that's just not the case. It's not. Sometimes I have days where I lose $3,000. You know, with more risk, you inevitably are going to have those red days where you lose more. You just try not to have them as big. If your green days are bigger than your red days, then you'll inevitably be in profit as long as you have over a 50% win rate, you know? But I think it's really, really important to size down in the beginning of those fundeds. I agree with you in the evals and the combines and all that. Go try and get them done. You know, if you've been trading long enough and feel comfortable doing it, just try to get them done. That's what I do. You know, I'm not trading micros on an evaluation. Yeah, Mr. Fox. It's true. It's true. It gives you far better risk. Like, you can actually trade how you would trade normally. You know, I'm on those 50K accounts, you have 50 points on a mini. You have 50 points of movement. We see how quickly the 50 points goes. It's just not. you know, a reasonable target on your funded accounts in the beginning until the account balance is up is honestly $100 a day. If you can make $100 a day on one micro, you're doing really, really well. And once the account hits a certain point where you can increase your risk, you go to 2 micros, you know, and then you start working on your scaling. And I realize that I'm making it sound really, really simple. Really, really simple. Because it's not, because you're battling your own psychology, and it says, oh man, that $100 trade could have been 1,000. You know, but that's not the way you look at it. We're in this for the long term. So I think scaling down is smart. You're doing it right, Mr. Fox. I mean, that's what you got to do. Try not to blow through a bunch of money before you ever even pull money out. Morning, Invictus. Porch, are you asking me what I have my daily loss limit on? It depends on the account that I'm trading. Like the My Fund of Futures account right now, I say at $400, I'm done. So I never lose more than $400. There's only 2,000 in that, so that's roughly a quarter of my account, which is still too much risk, really. But in order to get there, you have to trade it. So, you know, like if I see another setup today, I'm probably done on my Top Step account. This is my Top Step live. If I made $360 today on the live, so I'll probably call that good and say that's fine. Good day. But on the My Fund of Futures, it only has roughly $2,000 in profit on it. So I still have a little ways to go. And like when that account hits like 5,000 in profit, that's probably when I'll request my first payout, but the payout will only be $1,000. So I can leave $4,000 in drawdown on there. Yeah, and that's a good day, Dave. $223 is a great day. And you did that all before, what time is it? All before 10:30 in the morning. All before initial balance was even set. I mean, would you take $100 an hour at a big boy job? I would. Did it before market open? Oh, okay. Okay. Even better. Yeah, I think a lot of people saw, like, you know, roughly a year ago when I would have days where I was making, well, there was one day where I made what, $18,000 when we were in good gains. Those days just don't happen all the time. That was a big time outlier. Don't get me wrong, there are days where I make $4 or $5,000. But those days are few and far between. Few and far between. I would say on average, if you took my red days and my green days and you mashed them all together, I'm probably somewhere between the $800 to $1,000 a day mark over the last year and a half. Which is great money, but I don't make the assumption that that's going to continue forever. Especially when I have a streak like I had last month where I had 5 straight red days. 5 straight red days. But the one thing that I did when I was struggling was, because I was sized down, those 5 straight red days were not $5,000 of loss. It was $1,400 of loss, which was easily recoverable. So yeah. Well, sorry for the rant, guys. I've got some ice and things to go clean up, so I'm probably going to leave it there for today. Thanks for tuning in. First stream of 2025. I'm up $360 on the day so far. I will take that. Feel like we grind higher probably for a little bit. So the next level to the top side I would be looking at would be this 890 to 910 area. That would be where I'd start looking for shorts probably. And look for a little relief from all this upside. But trade safe out there, guys. I'm not sure when my next live stream will be. It might be tomorrow, it might be Friday, might be Wednesday. I don't know. But we're gonna figure something out. We are gonna be making changes to the channel. Channel's gonna be going a little bit of a different direction. So hopefully 2025 will be a great year for all of us. Hopefully we'll all be profitable, and hopefully this channel takes a turn for the better. So with that, guys, I will see you all when I see you. Peace.